docent at the Capitol in Sacramento, California for several years. This first poem is called The Moon Tree. My dad and I had looked for the hidden penis, one of the so-called quirks of the Capitol building, and we thought we had actually found it, nestled amid gold-painted, vulva-like sculpted swirls on the underside of one of the stately corner staircases. The fact that I'm thinking of it now, and the fact that he eventually sent a picture of the real one overseas speaks, I believe, of a human tendency of ours. Call it a sense of humor, a penchant for symbols and metaphors, to call upon seemingly insignificant anecdotes as a way to speak of things that are hard to speak of in a coded language. What we really think when we walk down the halls of law and justice and the human condition fraught with unforgivable acts of intolerance, looking for the hidden penis quirk, is that I love you, and that I accept you, and that I might even envy you. Depending on the group, he sprinkles his tours with such offbeat tidbits. His otherwise professional tweed blazer, his official tie, his volunteer name tag, like Columbus pointing to America, get all spritzed with a twist of the wrist, a shrug of the shoulders, and his octogenarian giggle. I remember the pads of lined yellow paper on which he wrote to me one of the most sincere things I have ever received from him. How he too had a gay experience when he was little, stamped and folded from back east, when I was in the throes of coming out west, not too far actually from the Capitol building. There's a moment when he goes on about the grand gardens there are to be found on the outside, how every tree has a story to tell, how it got there, who regaled whom and why, how one particular tree, the so-called moon tree, back when it was just a sapling, had been sent into outer space to study the effects the lack of gravity, they thought, could have on nature. I don't care if the annals of history exalt or condemn the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I just want to look at my dad in the face one day, there, in his coffin, and accept the fact, to call upon the power of metaphors, to accept the fact that he has finally taken off his blazer, untied his tie, and laid his name badge to rest. His second poem is dedicated to a Chinese performance artist called He Yung Chang. It's called Nirvana Flesh. Saturday night in the capital of Europe. One of the opinions of the gay sauna said that they should really be more generous with condoms. more generous with the lube, that it can get kind of dirty, followed by a smiley. And that even if you don't speak French or Flemish, you won't have a hard time getting a drink at the bar. Saturday night in the capital of Europe, a Belgian man is putting on black leather gloves, probably a jacket, probably a helmet. And the fact that he owns a BMW motorbike has him either living in these uptown parts or at least having a good reason to be flying through these uptown parts in a hurry. Saturday night in the capital of Europe. A Chinese man is setting fire to his clothes. Saturday night in the capital of Europe. A South American woman is going to bed. Saturday night in the capital of Europe. A black cat is most likely already in the vicinity. Saturday night in the capital of Europe. The skeleton of a dinosaur is painted on the wall, and I'm too tired to even entertain the idea of fucking up. Saturday night in the capital of Europe, two cops are just about to punch into what will soon be yet another forgotten routine. Now, they have parked sideways, blocking off the scene of an accident. Early Sunday morning in the capital of Europe. There's only the spinning blue siren light, the near and far click, click, click of walk and don't walk, the smashed-in back rear corner of an expensive car, the riderless massive bike, scattered bits of glass and metal, the cracked plastic brake light, and just one of his black leather gloves faces up against the curb on the opposite side of the street. Early Sunday morning in the capital of Europe. The South American woman is mopping a museum floor. Early Sunday morning in the capital of Europe. She tells me, try the back door. But it's closed. Early Sunday morning in the capital of Europe. So, I have all this time, all this light, all this acoustic braille that the dinosaur doesn't need, that the black cat doesn't need, that the glove doesn't need, that a bunch of horny men in a jacuzzi don't need. But maybe all of this forms part of what the Chinese man inside needs to be setting fire to his clothes for 24 hours, burning them and putting them out, burning them and putting them out until he has none. Thank you.
Okay.